Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to this squad builder with me, your boy FIFA Wonder HD. This week we will be looking at my European World Cup squad builder and see what players that I've managed to pack. Obviously you can't buy anyone in this World Cup edition of FIFA Ultimate Team, so it makes it quite interesting. To be honest, I'm really liking it, and means that I'm playing with some different players, which I think has just made it more exciting and a bit more fun when looking in packs. So we start off in goal, and I've plumped for Buffon over Reina, who's on the bench for me. He's been really solid, Buffon. Someone I haven't really used. I use Marchetti in my Italian team, but he's been really good. Obviously, he's what I got, and I've stuck with him. One Fran at right back. Again, very solid. I've used him a bit in normal Ultimate Team, and he feels really good in this. You know, he defends well, gets up now and then, always in good positions. The centre-back pairing is going to be Hummels. You know, very solid. Not the quickest, but I haven't noticed it too much, you know, being a problem, because obviously, because you're up against other people's teams, you know, if they've got pace, they're very lucky. If they haven't, you know, they may or may not. But he's just such a great defender, obviously with 85 defending, 82 heading, and his positioning is superb, which is very similar to Barzagli, who you know, is a bit quicker with 73 pace. It isn't too bad at all. Moving on to left back, we have Kieran Gibbs. I've gone ahead of a few others that could have played in that position for me, but I like Gibbs. Obviously he's English and he's got 84 pace, which isn't bad at all. Moving on to central midfield, we have Andres Iniesta, who is an absolute magician on this game. Very, very good. His passing is incredible, his dribbling. And I don't know if it's just me, but this version of Ultimate Team, the gameplay just seems a little bit different. It seems, I don't know whether it's slower or just more controlled anyway. You know, you seem to have a little bit more time on the ball, and it makes, you know, players like this just an absolute godsend. It really does. At CDM, we have De Rossi. I've gone for him over Khedira, who I also managed to pack, just because I just prefer him, to be honest. I think he's you know, he's got the shooting as well, which I don't get to use too much, but it is on the card just in case. You know, his range of passing, his dribbling's alright, but his defending and heading, you know, just make him an absolute brick wall in front of that defence, which is exactly what you want from your CDM. Moving on to the other cam, well, not cam, even central midfielder, is Schweinsteiger. You know, again, not the quickest, but his other attributes are fantastic. 81 shooting, very good indeed. He has scored a couple of screamers for me. 86 passing. Again, you know, I like the fact that Iniesta and Schweinsteiger and De Rossi, they've all got really good passing. You know, 80 plus passing, and they can all find a pass really easy, especially to these guys. And now we go to David Silva at right wing. Very good player. Again, his passing is superb, and like I said, you know, he seemed to get a little bit more time on the ball in this game, and you know, these sort of players are just, you know, absolutely phenomenal. Scored a couple of goals for me, as has this guy, David Villa. Now I have got a Varela, who is also very, very good on the wing. If you have got him, please use him. Don't be judging him on his sort of overall rating. But also, if you've got David Villa, bloody hell, this guy is incredible. You know, he's not the quickest, but his movement is fantastic. You know, at left wing or left forward, if you're playing him in those sort of positions, he will destroy teams. He really will. He's always getting in behind. And like I said earlier, you know, people are playing with what they've got out of packs, so they've not got pace all across the team. You know, people are playing with random players, you know, sort of with better attributes rather than pace, you know, and things like that. You know, better skills and attributes. It's a real mix, and it's harder to get the chemistry working. You've sort of either got to go for one confederation or the other as a sort of rule, depending on your formation, obviously. So it does mean that, you know, players with 76 pace, you know, it's not 90 pace. I have got some other players in there that are much quicker, but his shooting is just incredible, and his, like I said, his movement, his dribbling, his pace is alright too, and it just makes David Villa a really, really good player. And he often feeds this man, Negredo, who, you know, again, not too bad pace, he's very strong, holds the ball up really well, 82 shooting, anything that falls to him in and around the box, he just puts away. His heading, again, very strong area in this game, and he will destroy anyone in the air, he really will. Very, very good player indeed. So that is my sort of European squad builder for the World Cup, guys. Players who I've managed to pack so far. I must admit, I do often switch to Rossi for Schweinsteiger in-game, and we'll put David Silva in the middle, and I will bring on Oxlade-Chamberlain. Now that's not just because of his pace, you know, which is nice. I've got to say, it is good to have Ox's pace, but I do like having Silva, where I can sort of use his passing a bit more, because when he's on the wing, all he can do is sort of crossing or cutting back to one Fran or something like that. You know, yeah, he can't affect the game like he can in the middle. And this is my top tip for this game mode, guys, is make changes in the game, because it is quite hard with the chemistry thing, you know, in this game mode. But what I would say is go in with full chemistry and then make some changes. Like I said, I often do that, but I also bring on Eto'o up front. You know, he's an absolute godsend. His 80 pace, it seems a lot quicker than that, and his shooting seems fantastic. And also bring on Thiago Silva now and then if I'm getting overrun against a guy who's managed to get some pacey strikers. You know, 80 pace at the back, and his 87 defending makes him an absolute brick wall. Got some other, you know, decent players on the bench. Zeko's not bad, you know, very similar to Negredo in terms of his attributes. Obviously Reina, who I mentioned earlier, Podolski, you know, his pace is fantastic and his shooting is insane. Insigne as well, you know, very like Ronaldo-esque with his pace and dribbling, very good indeed. Oscar, Lucas, Boateng, Pato, again, all of these players, if you're in a European or a different confederation lineup, have them on your bench and just bring them on, because it doesn't affect chemistry at all. Totally bypasses that completely. And Phil Jones there just to make up the numbers, you know, a pretty decent centre back that I use as well. But that is the team, and that is my top tip, you know, guys, because when these guys are obviously in the team, look, I only get 81 chemistry and it's not very good at all, and I've got Silva out of position. But if you do it in game, you don't notice it at all. They play really, really well together, and you'll end up winning a whole load of games and making use of your actual squad rather than just sticking to one confederation or another. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the tip and the squad builder. Please hit like, subscribe for more, and peace.